Today we are going to look at how to calibrate an ADB CCT Thyristor constant current regulator using control board 44A6546. Let's take a look now at the equipment required in order to do the calibration. First, you're going to need a true RMS multimeter with a current clamp in order to accurately get the output current measurement. Depending upon your installation, you may need an 8-gauge wire to short the output of the regulator, or alternately, you may use the series circuit cutout, which may be installed internal to the regulator or external to the regulator. You also will want manual 96A0296. There are two boards that have historically been used with the CCT regulator. The original board is 44D 1475 as shown here. This board is no longer available. We'll be looking at calibration of this board in another video. The board used today is 44A6546, and that is shown here, and that's one that we're going to calibrate today. Before we begin the calibration, first a safety warning. Read the instructions in the manual in their entirety before starting calibration. Only personnel qualified to work on high voltage systems should attempt to make any adjustments on the constant current regulator. Next, we want to turn the constant current regulator off. If the CCR is in the local mode, what you want to do is take the rotary switch, set it to the off position. This switches the regulator off, but keep in mind that voltage is still present on the input voltage terminals and also on the internal control circuitry within the regulator. If you want to completely shut power down associated with the CCR, you want to disengage the external circuit breaker or disconnect switch. Calibrate the CCR with no load present by shorting the regulator's output. This can be done using an SCO or S1 cutout to short the output. It can also be done by placing a short length of series circuit cable across the output. This will avoid the possibility of outputting a higher than normal current into the airfield lighting circuit. Next, attach a true RMS meter with current clamp around the series circuit wire. Since the output current of the regulator will not be a true sine wave, a true RMS meter must be used. Refer to the tables on screen for the nominal RMS output current levels for a 3-step 6.6 amp regulator and a 5-step 6.6 amp regulator. This screen shows the nominal RMS output current levels for a 5-step 20 amp regulator. 20 amp regulators are manufactured only as 5-step. Controller board 44A6546 has 3 buttons for calibration. They are marked increase, decrease, and save. Also note that there's a jumper on the board, J9, which sets the regulator as either a 3-step or a 5-step. Next, we're going to calibrate the high step setting. Turn the CCR on using the local control switch and set it to the highest step setting. This will be B5 for a 5-step CCR or B100 for a 3-step. The true RMS ammeter should now read 6.6 plus or minus 0.1 amps. As we can see, the setting is low, so I'm going to use the increase button to increase it to 6.6 amps. Once I'm done with that, I press and hold the save button, and you'll see an LED, which means the setting is now memorized. Note, it is important to save the calibration setting even if you did not change the calibration. So now we want to adjust the remaining steps for a 3-step 6.6 amp CCR. So using the local control switch, we will set it to the B30 setting and we want the output current to be 5.5 amps. As we can see here, the current setting is a little bit high, so what we want to do now is hit the decrease button and get it to 5.5 amps and press and hold save for 2 seconds and ensure the LED is on. Next, set the rotary switch on the front of the regulator to the B10 position. In B10, the output current should be 4.8 amps. And as we can see here, the output current is a bit high, so we hit the decrease button until we get 4.8 amps, then press and hold the save button. When the output current adjustment has been completed, turn off the CCR. Set the series cutout to the normal operating position or remove the shorting cable on the CCR output if used. Then you want to reconnect the airfield circuit and verify that the output current is correct for all steps. Overcurrent calibration. The overcurrent setting is preset and normally does not need to be adjusted. If you wish to change the overcurrent setting, perform the following procedure. Turn the regulator off and short the output so that the field load cannot be damaged by an actual overcurrent that occurs during the adjustment. Next, turn the local switch to the highest brightness step, which is B5 for a 5-step CCR and B100 for a 3-step CCR. The true RMS ammeter should now read 6.6 amps. Next, press and hold the increase and decrease buttons at the same time for about 3 seconds. Then the LED next to the save button will illuminate, indicating that you are in the overcurrent adjustment mode. Note that the CCR output current will increase to the level previously set as the overcurrent level. Next, you want to use the increase or decrease buttons to set the new overcurrent setting. In this case, we want to set the overcurrent to 6.93 amps, which is about 5% of the 6.6 amp setting. Then press and hold the save button. The LED will extinguish and the CCR will revert to the normal operating mode. Finally, you want to remove the short from the output of the CCR and reconnect the field lighting load. For additional information, please refer to the manual for your CCR, which is available on the ADB website at www.adb-air.com. You may also contact ADB customer service directly using the information shown on the screen. Thank you for your attention.